1953. I Love Lucy was the #1 show on TV, a dozen eggs cost 27 cents, and at New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel, GM unveiled a new show car called the Chevy Corvette. For 70 years, the Corvette has been a true American icon. It's more than a car, it's a folk hero. Named after a small, fast naval ship, the Corvette is one of the most iconic sports cars in automotive history. So get ready as we take a detailed look back at the complete history of every generation of this modern marvel, from the first model in 1953 to the present, to see the car that beat the odds and captured the hearts and minds to become known as America's sports car. The Corvette was the brainchild of Harley J. Earl, a legendary automotive designer who believed that America needed its own sports car to compete with the likes of the Jaguar and the MG. He designed the car as a secret project under the codename Project Opal. He wanted the car to be lightweight, with a fiberglass design making it easy to maneuver. He first offered the project to Chevrolet general manager Ed Cole, who loved the idea. Under the hood, the first generation was powered with a 235 cubic inch Blue Flame straight-six engine with 3 side draft carburetors, producing 150 horsepower, which paired with a Powerglide automatic transmission. One of the first notable design features of the first generation Corvette was its iconic styling. The car's sleek, aerodynamic shape was inspired by jet fighters, and it featured a long hood, short rear deck, and distinctive round taillights. The Corvette's design was a departure from the boxy, conservative design of most American cars at the time, and it helped establish the Corvette as a symbol of American style and innovation. However, the original Corvette was not a commercial success, with only 300 units sold in its first year. But GM continued to develop and refine the Corvette over the years. In 1955, Chevrolet introduced a more powerful V8 engine option. A new body was introduced for the 1956 model, removing the tail lamp fins and adding a new face and side coves. 55 and 56 cars also had a 3-speed manual as standard, with a Powerglide option. The 1957 model came with an optional ramjet fuel injection system. Other options included power windows, hydraulic ally-assisted convertible top, heavy-duty brakes and suspension, a 4-speed manual transmission, as well as a Delco radio. A 1958 body refresh gave it a new steering wheel and a new dashboard with all gauges mounted in front of the driver. And in 1961, the rear of the car was completely redesigned with the addition of a ducktail with 4 round lights, which would continue for all following models until 2014. But it wasn't a perfect car. In the early years of production, the Corvette suffered from various quality issues, such as paint problems, electrical issues, and leaking roofs. But still, the first-generation Corvette succeeded in giving the public the European sports car that Harley Earl envisioned. The second-generation Corvette, known as the Stingray, made its debut in 1963 and marked a significant milestone in the history of American sports cars. The Stingray's more aggressive design, with its iconic split rear window and sleek body lines, captured the attention of enthusiasts worldwide. Corvette's new chief engineer, Zora Arkus-Duntov, joined Chevrolet in 1953 and became director of high-performance vehicles at Chevrolet in 1957, and wanted to address some of the weaknesses of the first-generation Corvette. The second-generation Corvette was a completely new design. The car lines were sharper, and the overall design was more aggressive, which appealed to young buyers. It also had an improved independent rear suspension system that featured a traverse rear leaf spring that made it handle better than the previous model. Similarly, the second-generation Corvette also had a broader range of engine options than the first generation, including a new 327 cubic inch V8 engine, first designed in the 1962 cars, that could produce up to 360 horsepower with optional fuel injection. Later, in 1966, Corvette was introduced with the legendary 427 cubic inch engine known as the Big Block. Also, the introduction of independent rear suspension, a first for Corvette, significantly improved the car's handling and ride quality. The most popular model of the Stingray was the 1965 convertible, with over 23,000 coupe and convertible units sold. Though during the 6-year production run, the Stingray was a commercial success, with over 117,000 units sold, in 1967, sales were slipping, down more than 15% to only around 23,000. For the next generation, there would need to be significant improvement beyond just the die-hard Corvette lovers. In 1968 came the third generation Corvette, and it was given the name C3. This iteration was a complete redesign from the previous generation, featuring a new body design that was longer and wider than its previous model. The design changes were made to update the Corvette's appearance and make it more competitive with other sports cars on the market. Another interesting feature was the T-top roof. This consisted of two removable roof panels that allowed drivers to enjoy the open-air driving experience without having to remove the entire roof. The 1968 C3 offered a variety of powerful V8 engines, including the famous small-block Chevy 350 engine, which was available in various power outputs ranging from 300 to 370 horsepower. The third-generation Corvette also had a big-block Chevy 427 engine, which was available in 4 versions: the L36, which produced 390 horsepower, and the L68, which produced 435 horsepower. To enhance the driving experience on the roads, further improvements were made to the suspension system. This meant that the Corvette now had wider wheels, wider tires, and a rear sway bar. Though during its 15-year production run, the C3 was one of the most successful generations of the Corvette, with over 500,000 units sold, it faced performance issues during the 1970s due to new emissions regulations that reduced engine power. This led to a decline in sales during that time. But Corvette wasn't alone in this decline. The regulations hit Ford hard as well, and Chevy still believed in their wonder car, and so did the public. Introduced in 1984, the fourth-generation Corvette, known as the C4, marked a new era for the iconic sports car. It was the first complete redesign since 1963, and they were plagued with production delays, resulting in no Corvettes produced in the 1983 model year. The fourth-generation Corvette was designed to be a more refined and sophisticated sports car than its predecessors. It was the first Corvette to offer modern amenities, such as electronic fuel injection, power brakes, and power steering, which made it easier to drive and increased its reliability. The C4 had a more comfortable and modern interior, with improved seating and better climate control. The car was also available with a new Bose sound system, which was one of the best audio systems available in a production car at the time. A lot of effort was put into redesigning the car to reduce the car's weight and improve its performance. For this purpose, the body was made of lightweight materials, including fiberglass and plastic. One of the most notable improvements was the introduction of an all-new 5-link rear suspension system, which replaced the previous generation's leaf spring design. But the fourth-generation Corvette received criticism for its design, which some people considered to be too bland and outdated compared to its competition. Also, in 1984, the Corvette received criticism for its lack of safety features, such as airbags and anti-lock brakes. This continued until the 1990s, when those features became standard. The fourth-generation Corvette was available with a new LT1 small-block V8 engine. The LT1 engine produced up to 300 horsepower and had better fuel efficiency and lower emissions than its predecessor. The LT5 engine was also made available, which powered the Corvette ZR1, famous with the title King of the Hill, and it could produce an impressive 405 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful engines of its time. During its 13-year production run, the C4 sold over 360,000 units. A special 40th anniversary edition was released in 1993, which featured a commemorative ruby red color, 40th anniversary badges, and embroidered seat backs. However, in the 90s, GM was sued by several Corvette owners who claimed that the car's roof panels would fly off at high speeds. After 12 years, in 1996, General Motors announced that the Corvette division was losing money and considered discontinuing the car. However, due to the efforts of Corvette enthusiasts and management changes, the Corvette was able to continue production, and another redesign was in the works to take the Corvette into the 21st century. In 1997, the fifth generation of the Corvette, the C5, was introduced. The unique thing about this generation was that it was built on an all-new platform, which was specifically designed for the car. The new platform featured a hydroformed steel frame that was stiffer and stronger than the previous generation's frames. The new platform also had a lower center of gravity. It was the first Corvette to be powered by an all-aluminum engine, which not only made it lighter, but also improved its performance. Under the hood, the C5 was equipped with a range of high-performance engines, including the LS1 and the LS6, which was capable of producing an impressive 385 horsepower. The new interior was more luxurious and comfortable, with better materials and improved seating. The car's sleek profile and low coefficient of drag helped it achieve a top speed of 175 miles an hour, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. Additionally, the C5 was the first Corvette to feature a fixed-roof coupe model, which was designed for better structural rigidity and reduced wind noise. During its 8-year production run, the C5 sold nearly 250,000 units and won numerous awards and accolades, including Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars Award for 7 consecutive years. The C5 Corvette also made an impact in the racing world with a modified version of the car known as the Corvette C5R, dominating the GT class in the 24 Hours in Le Mans in 2001, 2002, and 2004. The C6 Corvette was available in both coupe and convertible versions, with a removable roof panel that allowed for an open-air driving experience. The C6 brought with it a refined and modern design, taking inspiration from the classic Stingray. The front end was designed with a larger grille and more angular headlights, which gave the car a more muscular and athletic look. It also had wider fenders and a wider track. The car was available with a range of high-performance engines, including the LS2 and LS7. The LS7 in particular was a feat of engineering, capable of producing an astonishing 505 horsepower. In 2009, Chevrolet introduced the ZR1, a supercar beating monster with a supercharged engine capable of producing a mind-blowing 638 horsepower. The ZR1 was the ultimate expression of the Corvette's power and performance capabilities, and it remains one of the most coveted models in the car's history. The car was also available in a new magnetic ride control system, which used magnetic particles in shock absorbers to adjust the suspension in real time based on driving conditions. Over its 8-year production run, the C6 proved to be another success for Chevrolet, with over 215,000 units sold. The C7 was not just about raw horsepower. It was a showcase of advanced engineering and innovative design. But they started off rocky. The early C7 Corvettes were known to experience engine failures due to a defect in the engine's valve springs. GM issued a service bulletin in 2014 and extended the warranty on affected cars, but some owners still experienced engine failures after the warranty had expired. Additionally, the C7 Corvette also faced transmission issues, with some owners reporting rough shifting and slipping gears. Nonetheless, one of the most interesting features was its customizable driving modes, which allowed the driver to adjust various performance settings, including the throttle response, steering feel, and suspension dampening. The car was also available with a new performance data recorder, which allowed drivers to record their driving data and analyze their performance. The C7 Corvette was also the first ever Corvette to feature active aerodynamics, which improved the car's performance and stability. The car had a new front splitter and rear spoiler that automatically adjusted based on the car's speed and driving conditions, which helped to improve downforce and reduce drag. C7 was also available with a range of high-performance engines. The base engine was the LT1, a 6.2-liter V8 that was capable of producing 455 horsepower and 460 pounds of torque. This engine was paired with a 7-speed manual or 8-speed automatic transmission and could propel the car from 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds. For those who even wanted more power, the C7 also offered the LT4, a supercharged version of the LT1 that was capable of producing an astonishing 650 horsepower and 650 pounds of torque. This engine was paired with a 6-speed manual or an 8-speed automatic transmission and was capable of propelling the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds. Before I talk about the 8th and current generation, the C8, I have to mention that there's been a growing interest in electric vehicles, and the Corvette has not been immune to this trend. In fact, in 2020, Chevrolet announced the development of an all-electric version of the Corvette, which is expected to debut in the coming years. It's expected to be a game-changer in the electronic car market with advanced technology, including an all-wheel drive system and a range of over 200 miles. The car is also expected to have blistering performance, with some reports suggesting that it could rival the performance of the gas-powered versions of the Corvette. The development of an electric Corvette is a bold move by Chevrolet, and it represents a departure from the traditional image of the Corvette as a muscle car powered by a gas-guzzling V8. But personally, I have to wonder how it's going to perform in the marketplace. Okay. The 8th and most recent generation, the C8, introduced in 2020, was a significant departure from its predecessors. The most notable change was the relocation of the engine from the front to the middle of the car, giving the C8 a mid-engine design for the first time in its history. This configuration provides several benefits, including improved weight distribution, better handling, and improved performance. The C8 is powered by an all-new 6.2-liter V8 engine, which is capable of producing 495 horsepower and 470 pounds of torque. This engine is paired with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and can propel the car from 0 to 60 in just 2.9 seconds, making it one of the quickest production cars on the market. One of the most fascinating and eye-catching things about the C8 is the interior. It's been completely redesigned from previous generations. The new cockpit-style layout of the interior wraps around the driver, creating a more driver-focused experience. The new squared-off steering wheel provides a more direct connection to the car, and the new digital instrument cluster and infotainment system are easy to use and provide a wealth of information at the driver's fingertips. The C8 has received numerous accolades since its release, including being named the North American Car of the Year in 2020 and being awarded the Motor Trend Car of the Year in 2021. With a starting price of around $60,000, the C8 is one of the most accessible mid-engine cars on the market and has helped to cement the Corvette's place as one of the most iconic American sports cars of all time. So, Corvette is 70 years old and still going strong. No sign of getting old? No loss of excitement from car lovers? No need for Viagra. The National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where the car has been manufactured since 1981, is an awesome walk down Corvette memory lane. And for its 70th anniversary, there are many car clubs planning a full 70-year retrospective on all 70 model years of cars. Did you own a Corvette? What year did you own? And what did you think? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy what you saw, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future videos. And if you want a full history on another iconic car, the Ford Mustang, check out this video right here that you can watch right now. I'll see you in the next one.